time is 1:15. Here is the news, edited by Catherine Pereira, read by Victor Raj. First, take a look at the headlines of the local news. President Ranil Wickremesinghe held bilateral talks with Japanese Prime Minister. The police said that at least 80 houses have been completely destroyed in a fire that broke out at the Kajimawat flats in Totalanga. The president, who is on an official visit to Japan, has instructed the president's secretary to take steps to provide immediate relief to all residents affected by the fire. The government pays attention to purchase coal needed for electricity generation soon. Speedy measures will be taken to provide solar panels to viharas. Local news in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe held bilateral talks with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in Tokyo this morning. President Wickremesinghe also engaged in bilateral discussions with the Japanese Foreign Minister Yoshimasa Hayashi last morning. President Wickremesinghe is scheduled to leave the Philippines later today to preside over the meeting of the governors of the Asian Development Bank. The police said that at least 80 houses have been completely destroyed in a fire that broke out at the Kajimawat flats in Totalanga at around 8 p.m. last night. Accordingly, 220 people have been displaced. The affected people are temporarily staying at the Kalani Nadi Viharya and Novadaro Uyana Community Hall. A total of 12 fire trucks were deployed to douse the flames. The fire was doused in a joint operation by the fire brigade and the residents of the area. However, no casualties are reported in the incident. Meanwhile, President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is on an official visit to Japan, has instructed the President's Secretary Saman Ekanaik to take steps to provide immediate relief to all those residents affected by the fire. The President had given directives to Secretary Saman Ekanaik to intervene immediately and direct the Colombo GA commanders of Triforces, the Fire Brigade and Health Department, the Urban Development Authority and all other relevant government agencies to look into the needs of the people who were residing in the apartment complex and provide them the required facilities immediately. Accordingly, all relevant departments have already taken steps to provide the maximum intervention required to douse the fire and provide all other necessary facilities promptly. The government pays attention to purchase coal needed for electricity generation soon. General Manager of the Lanka Coal Company, Namal Hevage, said that discussions will be held with relevant parties to seek foreign exchange required in this regard. Discussions were also held with the President, Subject Minister and the relevant officers of the Central Bank last week regarding the matter. Participating in the Subharati program of the SLBC, he stated that calling of tenders to purchase coal has been accelerated. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, Secretary to the Minister of Buddha Sasana, Somaratna Vidhanapathirana, says that speedy measures will be taken to provide solar panels to the viharas where there are problems of electricity bills. He is expected to obtain financial assistance under the Indian credit line in this regard. Participating at the discussion held at the Ministry of Media, he stated that a document will be submitted to the Cabinet to accelerate the program. Deputy General Manager of the Foreign Employment Bureau, Hemant Vijayaratna, says that information have been revealed that 85 Sri Lankan women were stranded in a torture chamber in Dubai. He also stated that a report in this regard was obtained after conducting an investigation into the matter on 24th of this month with the support of advisor in the Consul General Office in Dubai. Participating in the Dasadazin program of the SLBC, he said that only 28 women have been identified in standing there. That ends local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Minister Douglas Devananda says that measures will be taken to suspend the existing aquaculture projects that are not useful for the people of Jaffna. He said this at a meeting held with representatives of Fisheries Society in Jaffna district. The minister also stated that the people in the area should act to enhance their economy. The discussions were also focused on illegal fishing activities and to provide kerosene oil for them without any shortage. The minister also stated that speedy measures will be taken to enhance living condition of fisheries communities. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight. Sri Lanka Customs has requested the migrant workers to only utilize the institutions that are registered in the Department of Customs when sending parcels. The department also stated that several complaints have been received on the missing and causing damages to the parcels. Accordingly, it has been requested to use legal institutions to send parcels to the country. That came to you on Watchlight. Moving on to world news, let's take a look at the headlines. Florida fears catastrophic flooding as storm nears. Death toll rises to 76 as crackdown intensifies, rights group. Labour promises free breakfast at primary school. World news in detail. Residents in Florida are anxiously bracing for life-threatening tidal surges, floods, and winds as Hurricane Ian approaches. The storm has already thrashed western Cuba and is expected to intensify before it makes landfall in Florida. The Tampa Bay region, which is home to more than 3 million people, is among the most vulnerable places in the U.S. for severe flooding. The region could see its first direct hit by a major hurricane since 1921. It's been around 100 years since Tampa had a direct hit. They have just been lucky for a long time, said Eric Salna, Associate Director of the International Hurricane Research Center. At least 76 protesters have been killed by Iranian security forces during the 11 days of unrest sparked by the death of the woman in custody, activists say. Iran Human Rights, a Norway-based organization, accused authorities of using disproportionate forces and live ammunition to suppress the dissent. State media have put the number of dead at 41, including several security personnel, and blamed riots. Hundreds of people have also been arrested, 20 of them journalists. Every primary school child in England will have access to a free breakfast under plans unveiled by Labour. Labour's education spokesperson Bridget Phillipson said breakfast clubs across England would be funded by returning the top rate of income tax to 45%. Ms. Phillipson said the breakfast clubs would be the first step on the road to a modern childcare system. Currently, schools in the disadvantaged areas can apply for a 75% subsidy to run a breakfast club. Until July, schools in areas with a large number of children from deprived backgrounds were eligible for a 100% subsidy to provide free breakfast to students. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Florida fears catastrophic flooding as storm nears. Death toll rises to 76 as crackdown intensifies, rights group. Labour promises free breakfast at primary school in London. That ends world news. Moving on to development news. E-channeling appointment network has been introduced with the participation of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Mobitel. It will be implemented from tomorrow. Opportunities will be made for public to receive more efficient service on consular affairs from this network. The services can be obtained through dialing 225 or 1225. That ends development news. Sports News is brought to you by...
With many values that bind us beyond the transaction, we are Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Sri Lanka's badminton team will be participating at the World Junior Badminton Tournament, which is to be held in Spain. The tournament will begin from 17th of next month to the 30th. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Badminton Association, Rohan De Silva, said that 8 players have been selected for the tournament. That ends Sports News.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest from NSB, now extended till the 30th of September just for you. Your short-term deposits receive an attractive interest rate of 20% in 3 months and 22% in 7 months. Visit a bank branch or a main postal office today. NSB, the only bank with 100% government guarantee.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Earnings from the merchandise exports increased by 10.24% year-on-year to $1,213.7 million in August 2022. This was mainly due to the increase in earnings from the export of apparel and textiles. The Export Development Board Chairman, Suresh D. Mel, congratulated the exporters for their great effort to increase foreign exchange earnings for Sri Lanka during this critical period. That ends Business News. Business News, sponsored by...
The fastest way to earn the highest interest from NSB, now extended till the 30th of September just for you. Your short-term deposits receive an attractive interest rate of 20% in 3 months and 22% in 7 months. Visit a bank branch or a main postal office today. NSB, the only bank with 100% government guarantee.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Acting Finance Minister Shahan Singha says that a group of Sri Lankan delegation, including him, will participate at the annual summit of the IMF and the World Bank. Governor of the Central Bank and his Secretary to the Finance Ministry is scheduled to participate at the summit. The summit will be more important for Sri Lanka due to the debt restructuring program. The summit will begin from the 10th of next month to the 16th. That ends Economic News.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Finally, on to the weather report. The Met Department forecasts several spells of showers in Western, Sub-Regamal provinces and in Gol and Matra districts. Showers of thunder showers at several places in U and Eastern provinces and in Mullaitivu district during the evening or night. That ends weather report. To wrap up the afternoon news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. President Ranil Wickremesinghe held bilateral talks with Japanese Prime Minister. The police said that at least 80 houses have been completely destroyed in the fire that broke out at the Kajima Watta flats in Totalanga. The president, who is on an official visit to Japan, has instructed the president's secretary to take steps to provide immediate relief to all the residents affected by the fire. The government pays attention to purchase coal needed for electricity generation soon. Speedy measures will be taken to provide solar panels to the viharas. With that, we wrap up the afternoon news on Radio Sri Lanka. The time is 30 minutes down 1 o'clock. This is Radio Sri Lanka. You're listening to us on FM 97.4, 97.6 and on the web www.slbc.lk. Let's listen to lunchtime music on Radio Sri Lanka.